I'm continuously seeing the numbers 1111, 1101, 111. I even saw a 100.10. And so I'm constantly seeing the numbers 1 and 1 in twos, right? In threes, or just multiple ones. And the only thing that's separating these ones, whenever they are separated or whenever there's another number, it would be 0, which I realize, because it is spiritual, really doesn't carry value. So it's really just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Just constantly seeing 1. I then decided to go in prayer, because I remember seeing 1111 at first, and immediately God said, now 2 will become 1. 2 shall become 1. And then I constantly see it again and again and again. And I know that 1 for many represents a do-over, a start over. 1 for many represents a union. And in this season, that is exactly what God is saying. 1 as in union, 1 as in becoming 1. 2 shall become 1. God is calling forth that those who thought they had missed last year's round, or the last season of marriage and all that, God is saying to tell you, this is now your turn. It is now your time. You did not miss it. You were witnessing what you were about to experience. God was allowing you to see what kingdom marriage truly looks like. Many of you heard words. You've been around couples who they believe that they are in a kingdom marriage or are truly in a kingdom marriage. They've been doing kingdom building, kingdom business, kingdom work. They're doing all that they need to, all that they can, to represent Christ through their marriage, to build the kingdom, build the church through their marriage, through their union. For some persons, it looks like creating a couples group or a relationship, relationship therapy. Some, it just simply looked like them using their individual talents, having the other actually having their backs and being there as their support system. You're able to witness that. You're able to know that, hey, you can work in one capacity, your partner works in another. However, you're both together doing this one great thing, and it is building the kingdom of God. While he works in his capacity, she works in her capacity, they still do have each other's back. They still pray over each other. They still love each other. They still hold each other. They still keep each other. So that 2 becoming 1 is now about to be you. Again, you witnessed that which I described. You witnessed kingdom couples being able to reunite, because many of you have seen kingdom relationships or couples who have gone through separation and reconnection. Those who have endured the battle of of the prodigal, because these prodigals are Lord, let me not overstep, but yes, so kingdom marriage, you've been witnessing it all of last season. You felt like, oh my God, is this not for me? God is saying now 2 will become 1. Now you and him, you and her, you will become 1. It is now time for you to become 1. God is calling forth that 2 will now become 1. And in your 2 becoming 1, I'm hearing God saying suddenly, it won't be long. With a swiftness, very quickly will you 2 become 1. Because again, experiencing last season or going through that last season, it taught you so much of what is needed for your new. It taught you that sometimes there'll be an Esther. Sometimes you're called to be a Ruth. Ruth was at the feet of Boaz. Esther was captured and brought to the king. Well, some may not describe it as being captured, but hey, we all interpret it different ways. But either way, Miss Ma'am clearly did not care much for it. Anyway, back to the story. Back to, I'm sorry, from the story back to the revelation. That whole breakdown of Esther versus Ruth is a whole nother, completely different video that I would love to do. Are you an Esther or are you a Ruth? is a really great one, because trust me, they're two very different stories, but they also are great examples of what kingdom marriage could look like. Yeah, so, are you a Ruth? Are you an Esther? But either way, God is saying two will become one. Whether you're at the feet of Boaz or you were brought to your king. Either way, whether you were picked among many like Esther was picked out of many, he had many options, but he grabbed onto you. Or he simply just saw you and said, yep, that's it right there. That's her right there. Either way, two will become one, and it is for the glory of God. In this season, suddenly, quickly, swiftly, two will become one.